Hey guys, so today, well, a couple days ago, I decided to get back into programming in Java, and I decided to get to the network side of it. So what I've been working on is so I'll just tell you basically what I'm planning to do with this. This is going to be a software you can run on any computer, like any laptop or computer, desktop, anywhere around in the world. Connect it to the internet, and it'll allow you to host like a server and database, or multiple servers and a database server, where you can handle. It'll host a website, so people from all over the world can go onto a website hosted by your computer. They can, I don't know, sign up for an account or something. Maybe they need to download something, but I'm gonna add an option where you can sign up, like users can go onto a website hosted by the server and then sign up. It'll send messages to the server, from the client to the server, and then from the server to the database server, and store user information, and then send like data all the way back and forth, like all through that. And then also have another third server for running quick response, which could be used for, like, I don't know, a side chat bar. Let's say it's a social media website you're running. You could have a chat bar, or let's say there's games too. Let's say there's games on your website. It could run multiplayer games, so quickly handling the positions of multiple players, sending those back and forth across the internet. So that is what I plan to do with this software, and I might be making a couple videos along the way. So here I just started learning how to do this. Actually, I made like 3 projects. So the way this one works is it starts in the main class, and then it starts up this class, which, oh, hold on, this is a horrible example. Let's go here. I kind of split them up while I was like discovering stuff. Okay, so main class goes to web server, I believe, yeah. Goes here. Oh, it's some of it's gone, but so basically, someone goes to, here, I'll show you. Someone goes into their browser, types in, here's the local IP address I'm using for my address. So this would be like, you can reassign the URL to be something like tommyswebsite.com, or .tk is what I usually use because it's free for 12 months. But so 192.168.0.13 55500, because that's the port that pretty sure I'm running it on. Oh, I'm running it on 55504, but this one won't run because I was messing with it. But yeah, so it'll go to that address, you'll hit enter, and then it'll do whatever you tell it to do. So here, what it does is it creates a client class right here. It creates a new client class. So the client class here, client handler, creates a new client handler, so that handles everyone who connects to that address or sends a message to the server. It'll create a new client for them. So here is where it handles all the messages coming from that person, putting stuff into their computer, and the website sending data. It'll send it to the client here, and then from here you can send, it'll handle all of it and decide how it's gonna deal with that information and talk to the server, possible other clients, I don't know, all the other servers you're running. Here it'll send the information around properly. So you can have it, here is a login request. So before I had it, so there is a login screen when you start up the website from this address. Once you hit login, the login button, if there's like stuff in the username bar and the password bar and it doesn't equal username and password, it'll send a message that'll say get, and then here there's another coding language you have to know. You have to know HTML and you have to know JavaScript, but that's only if you want to run like a website and stuff. You also have to know what XML is and what HTTP requests are. I'll probably go over that in future videos if I end up doing like a series on this, but so yeah, here's like a register request. So there's a login spot and a register spot, just like any other website where there's, I don't know, user stuff. So here's the register request. There's multiple different register requests you can see. There's so this is saying, like, this is communicating back and forth with the server. Like, you talk to someone, or let's say you're sending text message to someone. you send them a text message saying, hey, what's up? Then they respond after they see the text message. They have to decide what the message is, what it means, and then how to respond. So that'd be like the client handler is deciding how is it going to respond. So that what the person does receiving the message is then going to say, not much, what's up with you? So then it's saying, the person is saying their status, they're not doing that much. And then they're going to ask, what is the client up to? So then it's sending a request to the client to then receive, the server wants to receive more data from the client. And so yeah, that's how it like messages back and forth. It's sort of like you texting with your friends, something like that, yeah. And then yeah, here's the login request. So here it says the server got the message that it logged in. So as soon as you hit the login button, which would be right here. Wait, let's see. Okay. Never mind, it stopped working. We'll just go back here. So once you hit the login button, it'll go back in from the HTML script. There's a login button. It'll, right as soon as you click it, it activates an action, and that goes to the JavaScript code and goes to a function called like login whatever, and then that will prepare and send a message to, it'll send a XML response message or like message to the client handler, and the client handler will get that message and it'll say like login 01, username whatever you typed in, and then your password whatever you typed in, and then it'll handle it and it'll see if that username is in the database. So it'll have to send a message to the main server and then to the database with that information, the username, the password, and that it's a login request. And then it will take that and see if the username is even in the database, and then if it does find the username in the database, it'll see if the password corresponds with the password under that user. And then if it does or doesn't, it'll send a message saying login failed, or it'll say access granted, I don't know, whatever you want it to say. And then if it says login failed, it'll send a message to the server, back to that client, and then back to your website that you're viewing, and it'll say login failed, I don't know, something like that. Or you can say username incorrect, user not recognized, or you can even do something, a lot of websites do this, would you like to make an account because the username is not recognized? You can do that too. So yeah, by the end of this series, what I plan to have, if I do the series, is a server software. They can run from any computer in the world. It'll have an interface, so it won't just be like code in a console. It'll have an interface like, let's say, how we launch, let's say we launch up, yeah, let's say we open up this. So this is like a software. You can go in here, click buttons and stuff, and interact with it. What we'd have is like little text bars where you can say the IP address you want to host it on, the ports you want to open, and if you want to open multiple servers. And then when you open a server, if you want it to be like sort of multiplayer, rapid response, same thing. And then if you would like it to be a main server, like to just connect all the servers and clients together, or if you'd like it to be a database server. So like the database would be the least, well, never mind, it'd be sending large amounts of data but would have less clients connecting to it at the same time. And the main servers would be responsible for taking in connections and creating client classes. So creating classes that'll deal with clients every time someone connects, and also to connect the data sending from clients to the other servers. So yeah, that's what you'll be able to do in that software, and that's what I plan to do by the end of this. And by the end of the tutorials, you guys will have some pretty good skills in Java, if you don't already. So yeah, see you guys later. This is Tommy from Prototypes.